So I'm having a catch up with Boston Manor. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me again.
Yes.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Second time this year, but good. And it's nice and warm today, and we're outside, which is good.
Yeah.
And back at 2000 Trees.
It's my favourite festival. I keep saying it. Like, this is actually the first festival we played as a band, and the first festival I ever went to. So yeah, it's awesome to be back on the main stage this time too.
Yeah. Have you checked out any bands, and are you looking forward to your set as well?
Yeah, we just arrived. We're just down for the day. We'll probably watch Turnstile. They're playing directly after us, and I'm sure a lot of people want to watch that band as well. But we also have to leave early as well, which is a shame because I want to see Thrice.
Yes.
But unfortunately we have to leave.
That's a shame. Where are you off to next? What's the plan?
This is kind of our last, show for the summer. We did a whole month of, as you know, like festivals, and it was a blur. But yeah, this is the last one, so I'm kind of treating it as like a little bit of a holiday, and it's my favourite festival as well. It's the best vibe here.
It is,
so,
yeah.
And then we got all summer off, apart from. We're doing Rise Fest in Newcastle in September, and then we're doing Riot Fest in Chicago, also same month. And then back on the roads in October with Alexis on Fire. Which is going to be awesome,
Yeah, for sure. Great stuff. And you've got a new record on the way. It's been announced, album number 4. What can people expect to hear when they get a chance to take a listen?
Oh, well, it's so we've just dropped a new single called Passenger yesterday that we were all very excited to put out. It was the last song we wrote for the record, and I think it was the best one as well. But yeah, the album is a lot more. It's only 7 tracks, which I've seen some people online be a bit confused about. But we just wanted to write an album that was a lot more focused and concentrated, and spend a lot more time building those tracks, and I guess like making world building and making like a place that people can, when they listen to the album, they feel like they're being like brought into that world. We want to spend a lot more time with it. So it's part 1 of a series. I don't know how much I should say about it because we don't really know too much about it ourselves, but I hope people really like it. It's I feel like it's our best work, and I feel like it would be awful if I stood here and was like, it might not be that great, but yeah, I think it's definitely our best stuff.
It needs to be. I mean, you've got to go forward, haven't you?
Absolutely, always going forward.
Yeah, so speaking about it only being 7 tracks and it being a bit more focused, is that, when you went into the studio, was that always the plan, or is it simply that's just how it came out and just the 7 came out?
Yeah, that was kind of the plan. We just wanted to, because we got a new producer as well in London instead, because normally we recorded in America with Mike Sapone. But obviously, like with the COVID thing, we couldn't fly out there anymore. So we found a new producer called Larry Hibbett, who used to be in a band 100 Reasons, and he's absolutely awesome producer. So it was just really nice to be able to pop up and down and just carry on working on songs until we were happy with them and stuff. And yeah, we were really happy with the 7 tracks that we got, and we felt like every track served a purpose, and it told a story from beginning to end. And we didn't want to add anything else to that. We didn't want to pad it out or anything like that. It felt concise, and it felt like exactly the message we wanted to try and get across. So yeah,
good. And how's it kind of sounding, kind of sonically and everything, compared to the previous records of yours that are out there? Have you taken it in a different direction, or is it along the similar lines as one of them? Or
I think we did an EP with Larry called Desperate Times, Desperate Pleasures, and that kind of, I felt like that kind of awoke this, I guess like the essence of Boston Manor, everything that we took from our previous releases, we refined them and honed them, and it turned into that EP. And I feel like this album is a continuation down that avenue from that. But also, like, there are definitely parts of it that sound a lot more like Welcome to the Neighborhood as well, which is cool. And then a few elements from Glue as well, So I feel like it's just a different avenue that we're going down at the moment, and we're really happy with it. It's with Larry's production style as well. Everything is a lot more in your face and a lot more up front. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of like late 90s like pop, rock, and early 2000s like, alternative. Which is my kind of shit, I love that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, good. And you'll be wanting to take this on the road, and people will want to see you, of course. So once you kind of got the summer out of the way, what's the plan for kind of later this year?
We're probably going to be rehearsing as much as possible, trying to figure out what's going to be in the set list, but also we're going to be taking a lot of time to kind of just sit down and write, because we're not often granted like an opportunity where we can kind of just like relax and get our heads down and actually write without any pressure. So we're going to be doing a lot of that, and then also I guess just like spending some time with our loved ones and family, which is obviously very important. Henry's getting married in a few weeks' time as well, so everyone's kind of getting ready for that, and yeah, it's just it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice having a bit of time off.
Yeah. Great stuff. And looking towards 23 as well, what do you think that year's going to hold? Is it going to be releasing year, writing, touring, kind of what's floating around in your heads at the moment?
Probably a bit of everything. I think like it's one of those things where it's like sometimes you feel like you don't really have a lot on, and then when it gets closer to the year, you're just like, oh crap, we're fully booked up and we have time booked in the studio. It's always the same way. So don't really know just yet, but we have a few things in the pipeline.
Good. You wanted to take this somewhere that you haven't been before, kind of touring wise and gig-wise? Where are you hoping to go?
We're hoping to go back to Australia and hopefully Southeast Asia. I'd love to go back to Japan as well. And then we've never been, but South America as well. Just like those places we rarely get to go to. That's kind of hard to get out. But yeah,
good. And when you go, kind of step foot into that studio, you've got demos. You've got them kind of. You know what you're going to do, but how does it go from that demo to a finished product while you're in the studio? How does it work for you guys?
We get as much done at home as we can. We're all pretty competent using like DAWs and like stuff like Logic and that. So we like to do. We're a bit control freaky sometimes, but we love Larry's vision and the way that he produces. So we actually we work very closely with Larry, and we'll pitch ideas back and forth online, and he'll like remix some things, and then when we get in the studio it's kind of like plain sailing, and it's just I don't know, like he's got a really great setup. It's very hands-on. It's a very small studio, but you can, if you want to do something there and then, if an idea kind of like comes to you, you can actually go straight in and do it. Like it's a lot easier to actually get things done there. The synths that everywhere you look, the synths and guitar pedals and guitar amps, so you just like, oh, I'll just quickly grab this and do it, So it's really nice. We're a bit ADHD when we work, so when we've got an idea in our heads, we're like, we need to get it done now, and he facilitates that, which
Have
is
you
nice.
experimented with anything and tried things that just really have not worked for you guys?
All the time, I think. Sometimes, like, I guess, like, you do have to try things. There was actually a song that isn't going to be included on this album that we came away and it just felt weird, and we listened to it back and it was just like, who's written this song? Because it certainly wasn't us. It was like so far removed, but it was awesome because we actually managed to grab some elements of that song, like a drum beat and a synth loop, and we actually turned that into what is now Passenger, which is our new single. So it's kind of nice when you experiment. Not everything goes straight in the bin. You actually like, I like this about the demo, or about this idea. Let's grab that and do something with it. So you feel a little bit more productive. But yeah, if you don't try, you never know, and then you become stagnant. So yeah.
Good. Listen, well, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks for having me again. Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you.